There you are. So you found me then, here on the YouTubes. Hi, my name is Jess, also known as Educated Witch. And I guess you're here because you brought one of these. My first ever limited edition tarot deck. Beltane, Chanctonbury Ring, first edition, no less. And I assume you've scanned the little Q code on the back, which has brought you to this YouTube. I didn't bother doing a booklet to go with this deck because, quite frankly, it's long. It was a whole project in itself, and I thought, you know what, it's 2025, let's use the internet. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody that supported me on this journey. Your support and your energy has been incredible, and it has really helped me along, and you've been the driving force behind this creation of my first limited edition deck. I grew up in the foothills of Sussex, of the South Downs, and this deck is a heartfelt tribute to Chanctonbury Ring, a prehistoric hill fort on the western tip of the South Downs in West Sussex. I look out my windows and I can see it from here, the hill fort I used to play in as a child. Its distinctive ring of beech trees was planted in 1760, and it makes a visible feature. We can see it here if you live in the foothills of the South Downs. You look up and you can see Chanctonbury Ring. It's there, it's part of us, it's ingrained in our life. It's steeped in over 2,000 years of folklore history. There's local legends that speak of its mystical energies with tales of fairies and pagans and the rituals and even hushed whispers of the devil himself appearing sometimes. But for me, this is more than a historical site. It's my outpost for my spiritual beliefs. And it's inspired every single one of these cards in this deck. They are stunning. No doubt you're just about to open your deck for the first time. You're very excited. I designed this deck with beginners in mind, as voted for by you, my community, to make tarot accessible and enchanting for all. This deck captures the whimsical spirit and ancient magic of the sacred Sussex tree circle that I grew up in and around. Each card represents the magical characters I imagined whilst playing right up here in the downs, in the woods, you know. Characters that I imagined as a child when I was out there in the wild, feral, running around with my friends and family and stuff. And it's to help you start your journey as well. I've included some basic spreads at the end of this video as well, and also how to cleanse your deck when you first open it. Love them, cherish them, because I do, you know. This means so much to me. And I appreciate you all so much. There are links here to, if you want to watch me live stream and you want to come into my live on TikTok, there's a link in the bio. This has been a limited edition release. I've literally only done 100 of them. They're all numbered, signed. You could only get them on my website or via my live streams. If you wanted to catch one of my live streams on TikTok, the link's below there. You can come into the room, have a chat, and I'll do a reading for you. Let me know what you think of the decks as well. Right now though, subscribe first of all, because I'm going to be uploading more tutorials like this. We're going to be adding to this channel, so make sure you subscribe and keep your eyes out for the next upload. And again, thank you so much for being part of this journey. It's incredible. I literally couldn't have done it without you. So continue, watch the rest of the video, leave your comments below, give me some feedback, let me know what you think. Much love, huge Beltane blessings. I'll see you for solstice. Peace. So finally, your new deck has arrived. You'll find in the package as well a few small crystals, one or a few, some stickers for fun as well. The decks are numbered, signed as well. Educated Witch, Beltane 2025 at Chanctonbury Ring, no less. It's based on the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings. So this deck doesn't particularly have reverse meanings, but you can pick up a book and you can go into the deeper meanings of Rider-Waite-Smith if you want to learn all the reverses as well. But for this deck, I think if you're a beginner and you're just learning tarot, we're just going to stick with the uprights for this particular deck and this particular tutorial. So first of all, you want to get a little smudge stick, maybe some sage or an incense stick, anything a bit smoky really. You pro tarot readers, you may have your own way of doing them. You don't have to cleanse your deck like this. There's many ways. This is just how I do it. And if you're learning, then this is a good way to start. You know, I tend to use smoke. So we're going to open up the deck. Inside, the first deck card you'll see is the little thank you card. It's the extra one I've put in there as well. Have a read of that. The Q code's on that as well, just in case you lose the box or it gets damaged. And then we're going to get straight into the Major Arcana. You want to look at every card like this. The Fool is the first one out. And every card that you pick up, you just want to waft it around in the smoke that's above the sage. There are 21 Major Arcanas. It may do you a service to learn the journey of the Fool as well. You should go away and do some research on the journey of the Fool, because that's what represents the Major Arcana. Every single card that you take out, right there, you just want to waft over the smoke just to cleanse it, clear it of any negativity, and bond with the deck, you know. And have a good read of each one we look at. There's the Hierophant there, one of my favourite designs I've done. Every card on here has a meaning. So this is the Lover's card, and it's about attraction and harmony. It's got a number as well, so you need to learn the meanings and learn the numbers. This is the Chariot. It's about free will and movement. And then you've got Strength here as well, which is courage and determination and discipline. So go through the Major Arcana, taking your time with each one. You will notice on the bottom there are Y's and N's. This stands for yes and no, believe it or not. All of the majors are a yes. A lot of you in my community wanted me to have the yes and no option as well. It's not my favourite way of doing one card pulls. I prefer to have a spread, but I know a lot of you voted to have the one card pull, so I put the yeses and the nos on the bottom there, right at the bottom underneath the meanings. You'll get to learn that the whole Major Arcana are yeses. There's the Devil card there, lovely. And the Tower card as well, and that's about trauma and chaos and growth, but it also represents yes as well. We've got the beautiful Star card here, hope, inspiration. Oh, I do love these designs. I know I'm biased because I made them, but they are stunningly beautiful cards, I'm not going to lie. Right underneath there, the Sun card. Oh, my dear little cherubs. Any horses that are in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, like the Knights and anything that represents horses, are deers in this pack. And then we've obviously got Judgment there, Winston the Crow, and my dear Isla, one of the mods that in my TikTok lives that I lost earlier in the year. This whole deck is dedicated to Isla, the Eclectic Witch. Bless your heart, love. I know you're looking down on these and thinking how great they are. Then we're moving into the Suit of Wands. We're going into the Minors now. These are the wands. All of the wands are represented by weasels. So the whole suit is a weasel. Again, there's a weasel riding what would have been a horse, but again, it's a deer in this one. 7 of Wands, finding a path. Lovely. Communication. Very good. Ultimatums, movement, forward energy. 9 of Wands, we've got battles and struggles. And then, of course, we've got the 10 of Wands there, which is about being burdened. And then we're going to get into the suit here. I mean, when you get your deck, it should be set up like this anyway when you pull it out. If it's not set up like this, set up like this so you can go through it. We've got the court cards here. Page, Knight, Queen, King. And a cheeky little Ace of the Swords there. Remember, every time you pick up the card and look through it, just to pass it through the smoke and over the candle. You can set up your altar however you want. It doesn't have to be like this, but this is just a good beginner's guide. Like this is still how I do mine, to be honest. And then we're moving on to the 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 4, 5 of Swords. So we've got the whole suit is depicted by magpies. We've got the 9 of Swords there, about the worry and the guilt and the overthinking. At the bottom of each of these minors as well, you've still got your yeses and nos. So if you just do a 1 card pull, you'll still get your yeses and nos. Onto the court cards of the Swords, Page, Knight, Queen, King. Ah, there's our King of Swords. What a man that one is, hey? Love that one. Then we're going to get into the court cards of the Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, which is about being grounded and reliability. The Queen of Pentacles, the true Mother Earth there. And our dear King of Pentacles. You know you're in trouble when you pull that one. Jeez. Then we work through the minors of the cups. We've got the ace, the 2, the 3 of cups. I've depicted all of the cup cards as frogs in these ones for emotions, for water energy. Cups represent your love, your family, behaviours, emotions. And they represent Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces as well. I tend to use the blue tones for the cups, for the water energy. And we've got the 8 of Cups there, which is about moving forward and change and abandonment. 9 of Cups, very lucky card, that one. Always resonates luck. And 10 of Cups, again, happiness, true love. And again, just waft them through the smoke. Cleanse the energy there. Fresh deck. And so now we're getting into the court cards of the cups. Love the court cards in these cups. Look at the Queen of Cups. Isn't she just great? That is just pure peace and guidance, her. And the grandfather card there of logical and be kind and goodness and gratefulness. So now we've walked through all of the suits. We've had a good look. You've read them. Remove the top card there and give them a good shuffle. We're going to start getting into laying some spreads now as well. But first of all, you need to really give the cards a good shuffle. Whenever I get a new deck, I lay them in piles of 3. So I work through them just one at a time like this. Laying them into 3 separate piles of 3. Just so you can mix the cards up a little bit when they come out of the box. They're all in order, you see. So just grab them all, shuffle them. You can never over shuffle your deck, that's for sure. So once we've got them all gathered up like that, I want you to just split the deck into 3 piles. Very similar. Give them another cleanse, another waft of smoke if you want to. You can always go back over them every time. If you need to clear the energy after every reading, use the smoke of the incense stick or some sage. We're going to give them a nice little shuffle here. There you go. So this is how you do the yes and no's. So we're just going to pull out the yeses and the nos. At the bottom, you can just shuffle them like that. You can ask the cards a question. When will I move? Will I be moving house? Will the love of my life come back? And at the bottom of the cards there, there'll be a yes or a no. You can use them for 1-card draws just like that. If you want a little bit more depth to your questions, then you can split the deck like this into a 3-card draw. So I put them into 3 piles, similar to how we shuffled the deck the first way. And then I just go with the majority. So here is a yes at the bottom of the 4 of Wands. Then we've got a yes for a Major there, which is the Hermit. And we've got a yes for the 10 of Pentacles. All 3 of them are yeses. So it would be an overall yes. And then you can read out the bottom there of the meanings, just to give you more depth to your reading. And it works if you have 2 yeses and 1 no's, it gives you a majority. So if you pull out 2 yeses, it would be an overall yes. If you pull out 2 no's, it'll be an overall no. So we split it again and we'll see what we got coming out here. 5 of Cups is a no card, 5's a no's. All through the minor arcana, it's odds and evens for yeses and no's. So we've got 3 straight no's. That is an overall no. But it's about having trust and peace as well. Peace with yourself. So when you can, when you read the cards out at the bottom, the meanings, it becomes clearer for the yeses and the no's. I always prefer to do that method than the 1-card pulls. And then we're going to